Hey, hey, hey. What's cracking, everyone? How you guys doing? What's up, fam? It's Sunday. We start the week again tomorrow. Let me turn off my mail is coming through. You know what I did not do? I did not do a timer. A countdown timer. That's all right. What's going on, everybody? What do we got here? Oh, this is still from 90 days to go. We are at 51 days to go. There you go. What's up, everyone? What's cracking? You see, I added some glow to the background with my small Ulanzi light, and I tilted the camera up a little bit. I know, right? That's how I feel. Wait, are you saying that I'm uninterested or everyone else is uninterested? I agree. Not that I'm uninterested. I'm here. I'm committed. Are you saying in general? What, Paul? I don't know. That's all right. That's how I feel. It's one of those things. I'm halfway through now, right? So with being halfway through, it's like, all right, well, now I just have to I have to go in. I just have to be all in. Hey, hey, hey. What's going on, Ubs? How are you? Thank you for coming through. Appreciate you. Can I move this up a little bit? I can. Woohoo, that's it. We're almost at the home stretch. What is going on, Gretchen? The chair might be in stock very soon. Oh, I got you, Paul. Gretchen, I got a text message from IKEA, and they said that they're expecting the chair in my IKEA this week from April 27th up to May 4th. So I may be ordering it when it comes in. Paul is saying, just cancel all the work stuff and skip to the weekend. That's how I feel all the time, Paul. Really? Come on. What is cracking, you guys? And I don't think I have this on a loop, so that was a good timing. Yep, fade in and out. That was a very nice small transition fade. And I didn't have the timer. I just kept an eye on it for 3 minutes. The song was just about 3 minutes long. Switch scenes and then let the music come straight out. That was very smooth, if I must say so myself. You like the blue? So that's with the little baby Ulanzi light. A very small square light. It's super powerful. It's at 100%. I have Koa's in the room with me. So if you hear weird crying noises, it's because she probably hears me crying. She's in the crate. She's acting like she's asleep, though, but I'm just forewarning you. You may hear the little pupper cry. And so because it is, like I said, it's Angie's bedroom. And it's not, it's not an office the way I have my home office. Nothing wrong with it. I turn off the light so you don't see all of the room. But I added a touch of the blue. So look at how bright that light is. That's actually a really bright blue. I have it at 100%, but then when I have it behind me, right, it's a nice, I feel like I may leave this one with Angie and then just order another one for myself. It's connected, so it's one of the lights that you can connect, leave it powered on, and it'll just, it won't interfere. And I say that because Angie has a light that won't work while it's powered up. How weird is that? Right? And I didn't believe her because that's what we do. She tells me things and I'm like, I don't believe you. You're doing it wrong. But It's true. So I thought that, and you know what was weird is that it's a Viltrox light. Um, you'll be fine. Go to sleep. Yeah, that's her crying. Anyway, but I do like how it looks in a for it to be such a small. It's this small, literally. For it to be such a small light, it gives out a really great output, and it's all RGB. You can choose the colors and stuff like that. The only thing it doesn't do is the like switching of colors. So it's static. It's one color. So if you want blue, green, yellow, red, any of those colors you can choose. But it doesn't do light switching. And I think it's like $20, but it's nice. It's a nice, good ambiance for the background. Anyway. Oh, Todd, I'm not home, so I don't have my sound effects for you. But hi, Todd. Ho, ho, ho. I hope that will do. That sound effect. I'll do it again for you. Ho, ho, ho. Hi, Todd. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. Gretchen says, I was just on the IKEA site looking for something else. That's so funny. Great minds. Yeah, so we'll see. I have this thing where I feel like I want to go sit on it one more time, but I guess I can order it. I don't know, right? It's not the end of the world. I can order it, pick it up. Before I go pick it up, put it in the car. I can sit on it. I know that I really liked it. And like I said, I had Angie sit on it and I was like, oh, this is so comfortable. So I feel like I'm going to order it. And well, not that chair. Incidentally, I was looking at warranties. Okay, so let's do a comparison. Let's talk about it. The chair that I have at home that I'm going to return from Laura Direct Furniture or whatever it is has, I think, a 2-year limited warranty. The IKEA chair that I want has a 3-year limited warranty, and it's $250. And they have another one that I was looking at for $350. So it's almost the same exact price as my current chair that I have to go sit in. Shh. Hey. I might have to tell Angie that she has to go get her. Let me send Angie a text message. Hold 1 second, guys, because if not, she's going to be, you know how doggies can be. Sorry about that. So what I was looking at, I was comparing, and so they do have another chair on their website that it's $350. So it's the same exact price as the one that I got. The features itself are, for the most part, just as comparable or a little bit better because it has the seat goes front and back, which my current one does. The armrests go up and down. However, the one that I'm telling you from IKEA for the same price, the armrests slide frontwards and backwards as well as like in and out. The backrest goes up and down, and it has a 10-year warranty, which I thought was impressive considering for $350, like I said, the one that I got doesn't have the backrest, which the backrest height of the one that I have is actually really good, but it's a 2-year warranty. And then the issue with, not the issue, but the lack of the extra adjustments from the arm. So I want to go sit in that one as well. And they also have that one in stock. So I just need to make my way to IKEA and either get the one that's supposed to be coming in stock or get the other one that I just saw today. Anyway, Ob says that was a good impression. You like that? Ho, ho, ho. Did you see how I like lifted my shoulders as well? Ho, ho, ho. Anyway, I digress. So that's that. And one of the things I wanted to share with you guys, and I've been working on it still. So I have the approval, but I'm working on the finalizing the details, or not the details, I guess, working on the actual plan per se is, so first thing, with you guys know I have my Stream Deck Masterclass. The Stream Deck Masterclass obviously has been running. You guys, I know Paul will put the information in the chat, the links and stuff. The Stream Deck's 5-year anniversary is coming up this year. That's exciting, and I didn't know that, and Doc and I were talking, and so it's coming up on May 15th, 17th. There were like pre-orders and when it was released, so Doc and I were trying to narrow down the exact date, but basically the week of the 15th/17th, that week in May, is the 5-year anniversary of when the Stream Deck was first ever released. And so what we are going to do, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be in the eCam group and to the community there. We're going to see, like I said, just finalizing some more of the specifics and stuff. I know that I'll be on the stream with Doc and stuff, so it'll be streamed to the eCam page as well. And we're going to do a very, very short mini masterclass on the Stream Deck to just celebrate the 5-year anniversary. We are working out details of some giveaways. So that's some of the stuff. So check this out. I'm in the process of, like I said, really finalizing this, but check out. So you'll be seeing some of this from, I'm just going to cover my head. Let me just do this. Let me just cover my whole head. What I should have done. Well, don't worry about what I should have done because it's India and you guys know how I am. But here we are. It's we're calling it eCam on Deck. Actually, very excited for it. And so it's actually a 2-part kind of thing that I am doing. We're going to be doing a live stream and some celebrations the week of the 5-year anniversary in May. I'll come back to that. So we will be doing, like I said, some things on eCam, some, things on the Stream Deck and stuff like that. We're trying to work out if we can get Elgato to come in or Corsair to come in and maybe give some stuff away. Still got to piece that stuff together. But to kind of work up some excitement is I will be doing a webinar, Zoom webinar every Thursday, starting this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on top of my 100 days. So Thursdays will be really short just because I should count that as my live stream. But anyway, we're going to be doing a webinar every Thursday. It's going to be a 30-minute webinar that I'll be doing for an entire month. So starting the 28th, which is this week, Thursday, all the way through to the May 27th. So for a week on Thursdays, I'll be hosting a super mini masterclass. Nothing like what you can get if you have my masterclass sign up. So I know that some of you guys like Gretchen, K-Walk, Paul, you guys have signed up for the masterclass and you know that there's over 25 lessons on there. Almost all of you guys also have the one-on-ones with me where we can customize it with a one-on-one session. Basically, the mini masterclass is I'm going to do a high-level overview of really with eCam, right? Of how to use the Stream Deck with the eCam, because I don't know if you guys have seen, there's comments on a daily basis. Like people say that they like Todd. I know that it's Todd. Todd has, I don't know if it's the Stream Deck or the Loop Deck. He has one of them still in the box. No shade to you, my friend. I love you. But I'm just saying that there are so many people that either have the Stream Deck, it's been on their desk, and I think Gretchen told me that, right? Like there's just so many people that can really take advantage of a quick mini masterclass. So I'm going to do that on Thursdays and of course, to help me and my masterclass, because the premise, naturally, to be completely transparent, the premise is to create an awareness for my masterclass and then give you something for free. And maybe once you see the value in it, you'll sign up for maybe the one-on-one classes or the whole package, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm really excited for that. I have almost everything up and running and you can see there. So indiad.live/sign up. I'm just still finalizing the registration page through my Kajabi site. So if you are interested in the webinar itself, and you want to know once the registration page is open, it'll either be open tomorrow or Tuesday, the latest. You can go to indiad.live/sign up. And as soon as put your information in, as soon as the registration page opens up, then I will, hey. Yeah. Hold on. I was just about to yell. Did you see that? I was like, okay, sorry. So if you want, you can sign up at indiad.live/sign up. And as soon as the registration opens up, you'll get an email so you can go in and register for one of the free webinars. And the content itself is going to be the same every Thursday. So it's not like it's going to be different content from Thursday to Thursday. And I'm not going to be giving away, obviously, the whole masterclass because that's not fair to my actual clients. But we'll go over things like Zoom. We'll go over one or two important plugins of using the Stream Deck, of course, with Ecamm. So we're going to go over like the main things of run scene, camera switcher, hiding overlays, showing overlays, and just a quick 30-minute class with that stuff. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Angie came and got the puppers. There, you see, did you see? I was like, but I remembered. And I didn't want to blow you guys' eardrums out again. So we left that there. Paul, there you go. Thank you so much. My good friend. He's giving you the information, the Stream Deck Masterclass itself. Ecamm on deck. Actually, that's pretty cool. Yep. So that's what we're calling it. Ecamm on deck for Stream Deck, Ecamm. You know, that was something we kind of thought of, Doc and I thought of together. So that's what you'll be hearing and you'll be seeing the post. But I definitely wanted to share that with you guys first before I posted it in the Facebook group on Ecamm. So there's that. Gretchen says, I'm so behind in my masterclass. The dog ate my homework. Is that right? Are you sure, Gretchen? See, look, that's the only sound effect I have for you guys. Besides my normal, this one here. Besides that one, this is the only sound effect. So you'll have to live with that till I get back home. Anyway, that's it. Exactly. You got it, Ops. Hook 'em in, and then, simple. Now near my desk, at least if it's out of the box, finally. One step at a time. So Gretchen, what I hope to see is for you to at least sign up so you can catch me live. We'll go over some stuff live, and then maybe that'll incentivize you to log in and do more of the masterclass. And Gretchen, you have the one-on-one sessions. So whenever you're ready, no pressure. Whenever you're ready, I am here for you. But that is it. That is we're ending the week. We're starting a new week. For me personally, at the bank, it's getting really busy because we are right now, April usually starts home buying season. It also starts with a lot of the first time home buyer like expos and presentations. So the challenge, it's so funny because I'm now in the home stretch, right? I'm in the second half of my challenge. We have after tomorrow, it'll be another 50 days. I think it's going to be probably, and I don't want to put this into existence, but I'm also trying to be very transparent and very real, is that the second half of my live streaming challenge will probably be very challenging because with what I do with the bank. So June is home ownership month. So all of the nonprofits and even the banks that's when they really do a big focus and a big push on first time home buyer seminars, financial literacy, creating an awareness on home ownership. Like that's all of June. Pre the pandemic in May. So in 2019, I did 8 first-time homebuyer seminars in the month of May alone. So that's more than one a week, just to put it into perspective, like how busy I can get with that kind of stuff. Next week, Saturday on April 30th, there's a homebuyer expo in New Jersey that I'm one of the panel speakers for, doing the differences of pre-approvals, like the mortgage process. So I know that now this second half of where I'm coming into with work, it's going to be crazy busy. We just opened up a grant with down payment assistance for $5,000. That just opened up on March 23rd. So now I have an influx of new applications and people who are calling me to see how they can take advantage of this stuff. So it's a little crazy. So really time management and making sure that I'm very organized and everything absolutely has to be on my calendar. If it is not on my calendar with what this next 50 days are going to look like, it's going to be something at some point is going to be missed. And even if it's on my calendar, I know that there are certain things that will have to be missed. For instance, on Thursday, I told you guys that I was supposed to be going up north to a banker lunch for one of the organizations that I work with. But then I was also a panel speaker for an employee resource group in the bank. And I ended up not taking the drive because the drive for me was 3 hours round trip for a lunch that was going to probably last an hour and a half. And so it wasn't effective for me. And that's one thing that I'm learning in general, but I know that also with doing this 100 days of live streaming and really understanding my commitments is not to overcommit and overstretch myself and really prioritizing things. So when I thought about it, that banker lunch, I've attended them every year for the last 4 years. I've actually never missed one. I've been working with the organization very closely for the last 4 years. And so when this Thursday or last Thursday came up, I really had to sit and think, like, is it conducive for me to travel 3 hours round trip for an hour and a half? This particular bank is not yet, we're working out our sponsorship details. So we're not even yet technically an official sponsor. So we haven't been doing business with them yet. I know the program. So I had to, and because I had so many apps, I submitted at the end of the week, I probably submitted 7 applications, which is a lot for a loan officer. Usually it's about 7 a month. So I submitted 7 applications last week in general. I had to make that decision of, you know what, I'm going to sit back and not do that. And so I say that because here we are, it's a new week. And I'm going to be doing now the webinars, right? The 30-minute webinars it's called a lead magnet for my Stream Deck Masterclass, and to also help out the eCam community and to create that kind of celebration for the 5-year anniversary for the Stream Deck. So that's now something new that's added to my plate. I have applications that I have waiting for me tomorrow and clients that I have appointments for tomorrow. Obviously, you know, my personal life, I'm here at Angie's house spending time with her. So making sure that I manage that and figuring that out. And so Paul and I were chatting a little bit earlier today. He asked me, and even with Angie, you know, they both actually asked if I was going to come on at my regular time today. And I made the decision that while I'm here this week, I'll probably be here through Wednesday evening or through Thursday morning. I have to figure out which day I'll go home. But for the time that I'm here, I decided that I'll be streaming at 9 o'clock every day just because it's easier for the household. Because you guys know that Angie has the twins and her 5-year-old. And normally when I stream at 7 in my house, she's putting the kiddos down. So there's a lot going on at that time. So I decided to push it back 2 hours because that gives her enough time and the kids enough time to wind down. They're in bed. The household is quiet with the exception of the dogs being crazy. So really, like, you know, just kind of recapping. I guess I probably should have talked about this tomorrow, but whatever, it's fine. Really just kind of recapping like where I'm at this last 50 days and what the next 50 days forward is going to look like. Really time management and being true to myself and being realistic without overdoing it, right? Because I could have streamed at 7 o'clock today. I could have streamed at 7 o'clock. The last couple of days I could have streamed, but then I would have been hungry and I would not have been in it because I would have been very cranky if I would have streamed at 7 o'clock on Friday. Even today, it was one of those things where Angie was finishing up with the kids. We were watching a little bit of TV. And so not putting pressure on other people, also like compromising and understanding where I'm at and the people around me. And as a content creator, right, like that's one of the biggest things really, especially it's easier for me when I'm home because you guys know that I'm by myself. But then being now with my partner and with the kids, it's a different level of compromise that everyone has to kind of take into account. And so Angie didn't ask for me to do these 100 days, right? She wasn't expecting that. That takes time away from our relationship. So it's one of those things where she's been great and extremely supportive. But it's like, all right, you know what? When I'm here with you, I'll stream 2 hours later. And that just makes things where the kids are naturally quiet. The dogs are usually asleep and quiet. And then we can kind of just wrap up and go. So I know that with getting busier with the bank at work, and now adding on this new, I don't want to say new challenge, but a new focus with the webinars and with going into the eCam community and doing the eCam on deck and the 5-year celebration, that's going to be more preparation and things that I'm going to have to do. So it's really respecting myself, respecting my time, prioritizing, and dilly-dallying even less, right? Procrastinating even less and scrolling even less on social media because time is precious and I'm committed. Like, we're halfway through the stretch. I can't give up now. It's like, all right, I got to finish. I got to get to the 50 days. I'm looking forward to the next 50 days, or no, let me not say that. I'm looking forward to, of course, I'm looking forward to the next 50 days. I'm looking forward for the challenge to be over, not because I want it to be over, but because I want my time back to then really do more, if that makes sense. So what I mean by that is that, right, I haven't done any pre-recorded videos. I really haven't. I've released a short. I've released like some pre-recorded videos, but not, it's all live streaming. And so I'm looking forward to the 100 days to be over because then I get back pretty much every day of the week. But not that I want that time back. I'm just going to take that time and use it very differently. So continuing to build out my website and the master classes, some of the stuff that we're going to do, like K-Walk had given me the idea to do a mini master class on LumaFusion. So being able to have the time back throughout, let's say, because I do plan, so we know that we're going to keep ladies night. Once the 100 days changes or is over, it's actually going to be on Sundays. So we're going to keep ladies night on Sundays. And then I am going to keep one day in the middle of the week to live stream. And that's where we'll do more technical how-to videos, apps, things like that. So I'll be streaming twice a week. That I know for sure. And then the other 5 days will be to really spend time into building out my content creation. And I'm looking forward to that, one, because I get my time back, but then two, all this muscle memory that I've worked out, the discipline, the organization of my time, having that where I'm not taking a block of an hour to 2 hours where I'm actually live streaming, being able to take that same hour, let's say Monday through Friday, between recording, editing, SEO research, whether it's a blog post that I want to do. There's so many things that I've kind of dibbled and dabbled in that I've started, but I'm not giving my 100% to. I'm really looking forward to that at the end of this 100 days, because that is definitely, I feel like this is like I'm on a speed ramp. So I'm on a speed ramp. I'm going, or not, maybe not. No. So a better example, I feel like I'm on a slingshot. That's a better example. So I feel like this 100 days where I'm at is on a slingshot where I'm it's pulling back. So my live streams every day, I'm pulling back, little by little. And what I feel for me is that once the 100 days are over, I'm going to let go. And then it's going to be a takeoff because of all of the things that I've worked up to do. Did that make sense? And I feel like I just rambled on. Let me check on you guys in the comments and let me know if what I just said makes sense. I see Sammy Superstar. What is cracking, Sammy? How you doing today? Thank you for coming through. Let's see. Yes, not overcoming is huge and hard to determine. No, not overcommitting. It's so hard, right? Like, especially for me with decisions at the bank, or even like, I have someone who works for the bank and I can't do employee loans, but I like to help my coworkers and my peers. So I'll help them break down the process and understand grants and stuff. And so not overcommitting. Someone wanted to talk to me on Friday, and between driving up here to Connecticut and other things that I did, because I did work in the first half of the day, he wanted to talk to me on Friday and I had to say, I really don't have time. I'll have all day on Monday. Let me know what date works best. And so it's not one of those things. And it's so funny because Joel Follner, he talks about this. It's not necessarily the answer is not no. It's just not right now. And that's one of the things that I've been really practicing with this 100 days is not that it's no, it's just not right now. And how can I fit this in and when? So tomorrow's officially halfway. Yes, tomorrow is officially halfway. Gretchen says, yep, this challenge has helped my time management too. Your decisions sound well thought out. That is half the battle. 100%. All right. Gretchen says, gotta run. Lost track of my time. Have a good live stream, Gretchen. I'll see you later. Thank you for joining in. I appreciate you. Sammy Senior was cracking RK3. RK3 got the wave because he is also riding the TD Bank 5-Borough Bike Tour, which is in a week from now, incidentally. Oh my God, I did bring my bike with me to Connecticut, so I'm probably going to have to go get in a ride at some point tomorrow throughout the day. But we are in the same wave, so I'm very excited to be riding with RK3, and I know he said that his brother is also riding. Sammy says, why did I switch the time? So I just switched the time while I'm here at Angie's house, Sammy. So I'll be going home later on in the week, and then it'll go back to normal time. But it's just because it's easier while I'm here with Angie's house to do it a little bit later. And then when I get back home at the end of the week, we'll go back to the 7 p.m. time. Paul says, Paul is just reminding us, your question should look like this with a Q colon in front of it. Otherwise, it's just a comment. But yeah, that is definitely kind of where I'm at with that in terms of, and a part of it is definitely that I am, as much as I love this and I enjoy it, and it's a part of my schedule that I know, like, it's worked in, right? So my body knows that sun goes down. I eat dinner between 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I'm like already where in normally for 7 o'clock streams, I'm getting downstairs between 6:30 and 6:15 and 6:35. So it's kind of a part of my internal schedule. A part of me, once this is over, naturally, I want my time back just in general, because it is, right? It's right when I'm ending the day between the banks. So it's kind of in this weird space of time for me where I finish with the bank for the most part at around 5 o'clock. I make my dinner, I eat, I digest, and then I want to relax normally, right? Whether it's read, whether it's, browse the internet or whatever the case may be, I want to relax. But the moment where other people would be relaxing, I actually have to get back up and go into a different focus mode. So I'm also looking forward to the 100 days to be over so that I can get that time back. And again, it's not even that I get that time back, but that because right now I'm committed. With the exception of this week, I stream every day at 7 o'clock. So that's a time block. And depending on what we're doing, there have been days that I've streamed for almost 2 hours. And I usually stream on average about an hour every day. So not that I have an issue with it, but it's at that time, right? It's that, like, this is what it is. At 7 o'clock, I have to go on. And it's not just at 7 o'clock, because like I said, I'm usually downstairs between 6:30 and then I wrap everything up. So if we stream for an hour, I'm downstairs, let's say at 6:40, and then I'm not leaving till about 8:10, 8:15. So that's almost 2 hours of the evening that I just can't do anything else with. Where once the 100 days challenge is over, if I decide to edit, and again, it's also the thought process. So if I'm editing or if I'm doing something for the website, if I'm working on a mini masterclass, I can do that stuff slouching on my sofa with my laptop on my lap. I don't care what my hair looks like, right? It's all of those things that I think we take for granted. But once I'm on, it's a level of commitment, right? Like, I want to make sure that I come on, my hair looks halfway decent. Like, I make jokes, but it's because I care about what I look like to you guys, because I'm making an appearance for you guys. You guys are showing up for me. And with you guys showing up for me, I want to make sure I show up for you guys. However, once this 100 days is up, I just want to chill out on the sofa, not care if my hair is crazy, just sit on the sofa with my laptop, just very nonchalantly write a blog or work on a little mini masterclass or something like that. So that's what I'm looking forward to, because I know that for me, I'm going to continue to work. It's not like, oh, the 100 days is over, I don't need to do anything. That's not it. I'm going to continue to work, but it becomes a little bit more back on my time. All right, so if I decide to work on the masterclass at 9 p.m. tonight, then I can do it. Or at 8:45, I can do it, where I can't really do that now. Now there has to be a lot more structure because of this commitment. So anyway, Still brought some of your lights. So you did see, I did. That light in the back is definitely one of my lights. So I did bring it. I packed it up. I brought almost a lot. And it's so funny. I didn't need to bring as nowhere near as much gear as I did. But I did bring a good amount of gear because the mic is Angie's. The key light that I'm using is Angie's. The camera that I'm using is Angie's. I brought my laptop, and I actually didn't even need to bring my laptop technically because Angie has a MacBook. She has the interface, right? Like I technically didn't need to bring, but I think it's one of those things. It's an attachment. It's like, all right, this is my gear. This is what I know. And once you know your gear, you know your gear, right? So, it's all right. Sammy says, you're sounding great on the pod mic. Listen, Sammy, I'm telling you, I had tested it out at first before I gave it to her. I almost didn't want to give it to her. I was like, this sounds really good. Like my voice sounds really good on this microphone. I don't know if I want to give it to you, but I sacrificed. You sacrifice for your loved ones, and I love Angie. So I guess I sacrificed for her. Anyway, you don't look like this. You don't look like this is your backup setup. Yes, exactly. It's Angie's setup. So, tomorrow you should write down your thoughts and feelings about day 50 and then revisit them. Ho, ho, ho. I absolutely love that, Todd. Thank you. So that will be my journaling in the morning. I'll do that. And then I'll probably do a recap after our live stream and journal. And I absolutely love that for day 100. Thank you so much for that idea. That's great. Hey, Tech for Your Needs. What is cracking? Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. And let's see. What do we have here? What camera does she use? Sammy, she has a really old, we were looking at it yesterday. It's the Canon EOS. It's a DSLR, not a mirrorless. It's a DSLR. Canon EOS, the Rebel SL2, which is also known as something else. I don't know because it's a Canon and I'm like Sony life. Not that there's anything wrong, honey, with the Canon. But we were talking about this yesterday or maybe on Saturday when I first used her setup. She's had this Canon for about 5 years. It's an actual DSLR. The only thing that I helped her with this particular setup is she had the long, I think it's the 55-210, which in her space, and because you can see I have my arm stretched out. I'm touching the camera for the most part. It's right there. So the longer lens that she had would absolutely have not worked for her space. So Diana actually gave me the recommendation to look for a 24 millimeter pancake lens. And we found one used, literally the guy was right around her neighborhood in Connecticut. And I think I don't know if I haggled him. I think he had such a good price, not haggled, but usually I negotiate. I don't usually take it on the first price. And I think we found it on Facebook Marketplace. I want to say it was no more than $100, the lens, and it was in practically new condition. So the lens that she has on here is the 24 millimeter pancake lens 2.8 on the Canon. We're not connected with a cam link or a capture card. So prior to her having a MacBook, she had a Surface and she downloaded the Canon web utility. That's what she was using for the webcam. And then that would select, when she would call me using the guest link, the interview link, she would just choose the Canon web utility. And now what I did, because I had plugged in my computer, Ecamm recognized the camera right away. I didn't even on my computer download the Canon web utility. I plugged it in. So the camera is plugged in with a not micro, a mini USB. That's how old the camera is. It's mini, not micro. Mini USB on the camera itself. The camera is connected to a USB-C ThinkPad dock. And then the dock is connected to my MacBook Pro. And as soon as I connected it all, Ecamm immediately recognized the camera. And it's a great quality. It's for what it is, no capture card. It's not 4K. I believe it's 1080p. It's not 4K. I have it set up. It's clean HDMI. I didn't really have to do anything. It looks really great for her having, right, use what you have. She didn't need to go out and buy a new camera. The gear that I bought, so the pod mic, I bought from James Hicks. The key light mini, I bought from James used. I had an interface already. So it was between stuff that she had, some stuff that I had, and then I bought some used gear from the LGL community to just make everything work. And that's kind of where we're at. Lewis, what's going on? Thank you for telling me your name. So now I can just say Lewis. Hey, Lewis, thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. The SL2 came out in 2017. It's a little newer than the A5100. That you are 100% Sammy Superstar because you are so smart with this stuff. Because it's funny you even mentioned the A5100 because that was my first camera that I was streaming with in 2020 to Ecamm. The A5100 with the 20 millimeter pancake lens 2.8. And when Angie and I first became friends almost 5 years ago, she didn't have this camera. The reason why she bought this camera was because we had gone out and I had my Sony A5100 and I have a bunch of lenses. I've always liked taking pictures. So I've always had the 50 millimeter 1.8, 35 millimeter 1.8. I've always had a handful of lenses. And so we went out with her oldest daughter and, we were taking pictures and she absolutely loved the quality that the A5100 took. And she was messing around with it and she was like, oh my God, she didn't have any sort of digital camera or anything like that. She was like, I need one of these cameras. I need to go. And she went out to Best Buy and bought the Canon without asking me, because if she would have asked me, I would have absolutely told her to buy a mirrorless camera, as well as a Sony mirrorless, not a Canon DSLR. But whatever, I digress. This was before we were dating, so. But yes, you are right, because I had the A5100 for a handful of years before she went out and bought this one. So much better. I know. Sandy, see, that's what I'm saying. She went out, she went to Best Buy, didn't tell me anything. I mean, it's a great quality and she has taken some really great shots of the kids and stuff. But I was like, you should have told me because I would have given you a different recommendation. But it's all right. We're in a different space now. Now she knows better to enter any electronics store without talking to me first. Oh, hey, look at who's here. Hi, girl. I wasn't talking about you and your electronics choices and your lack of conferring with me prior to you making electronics purchases. That's like, okay, so how many of you guys know, and I know almost all of you, I feel like everyone here knows, which including Angie now, she knows. You guys all know that the iPhones are on a life cycle, an annual life cycle, and the new iPhones are announced in September, and you can pick them up either at the end of September or in early October, right? You guys know that every year in September, a new iPhone comes out. Angie went out and we were best friends at the time. I think it was August, and bought the iPhone 10. The 11 was, I think, already out. I don't remember, but she bought the iPhone 10 without telling me. And it was definitely right after the return period. And she didn't direly need a phone, but she had missed out on the return period. And it was right before the launch. And I was like, why? Why would you go out and buy electronics without do you know who I am? Do you know who your best friend is? Why would you do that? So she has learned her lesson now. She will not go out. She's actually not now as my partner. She's not allowed to buy electronics without talking to me. So anyway, all of the Canon's cameras you have, really, don't tell me the new ones. The new ones, Sammy, no. The new ones cannot still have mini USB. It is a good starter camera. You're right. Come in and you're talking about me. I was talking about how much I love you, honey. That is what I was talking about. Question. Do you judge people based on their electronic? Wait a minute. Angie, first of all, you're a moderator. I don't know. I have to talk to Mr. Moderator. Mr. Moderator, I think Mr. Moderator has an actual video that he posted on his channel not too long ago that it talks about the level of chat that moderators should be partaking in, because they're supposed to be partaking and not distracting. Paul, you should put a link to that video, please. Anyway. No, it wasn't this year, Sammy. No, definitely not this year. I think it was, it might have been when the 11 had just come out. So she bought the 10 and the 11 probably had just come out a month later. So I know that I was just like, why did you do that? But anyway, Ken Stout Live. What are you using for broadcasting? Hello, Ken Stout. Are you talking about the program itself? The program itself, if you're talking about that, is Ecamm Live. Links in the description below. You can check it out for a free 14-day trial. If you're not talking about that, you got to let me know what you mean. Just peel the onion back a little bit on broadcasting. And I can answer that question. Control issues. Paul? What do you mean about that, Paul? Paul, who let you out the closet? I need to know who let you out the laundry room because you were acting out tonight, Paul. So, all right, Lewis, let's talk about the Sony OBS. Yeah, got you. Yep. So, Lewis, I'm going to get back to that comment. So it's Ecamm Live. Ecamm Live is like a direct competitor to OBS. The difference with Ecamm Live, there's a few differences, but the most important difference between Ecamm Live and OBS is that Ecamm is a Mac-only program. Us Mac users and us Ecamm users tell Windows users that Ecamm Live is so great that it is absolutely worth getting a Mac computer for to stream, especially if you're using OBS, because it's just the interface is much more user-friendly, much more intuitive. The developers are very involved in the Facebook community. They have a great beta program. They listen to feedback. They listen to suggestions. They implement the suggestions, usually like in the next beta or the beta right after that. So it's, as you can see, I absolutely love OBS. So, XSplit, not Xfinity. I thought, Xfinity, I didn't think about XSplit, but it's Ecamm Live. And like I said, if you have a Mac, if you don't have a Mac, I can't help you. None of us can help you, unfortunately, my good friend. But if you do have a Mac, check out in my description, there's an affiliate link. It's indiad.live/ecamm. You can get a free trial and check it out because it is the best thing ever. So let's go back. So I also have the ZV-1. I do like the ZV-1. It's a great camera. The battery life is great quality. There's just something for me that I love being able to switch out lenses and control the image that way. I know that it has the defocus mode on the ZV-1 and the defocus mode works very well. I do love the 4K streaming on the ZV-1, but I'm such a sucker for depth of field. I'm such a sucker for bokeh with the lights, and being able to swap out between the Sigma 16mm 1.4, my 50mm for portrait shots with the 1.8. I've gotten such really, really good shots with the versatility of lenses. I thought I was going to love the ZV-1 much more than what I actually do. And that's what I've come to the conclusion on. So I'm grateful that I bought it. I'm grateful that I traveled with it for a good amount of time, because it really did help me narrow down that I will always have some sort of mirrorless, because I like to pair it with different lenses. So let's see. Angie says, as Paul chimes in and your questions, your control issues, this community welcomes my 2 cents. You know what, Angelica? Paul is playing both sides of the fence right now. There's the link to his video that says, what makes a good moderator, Angelica? Yes, Sammy is chiming in, and Sammy saying what makes it that everyone loves Ecamm. I started off using OBS. Probably every single one of us Ecamm users started off using OBS for Mac at some point, and then we found Ecamm, and it was like we never looked back. It was like the cult. It's amazing. So, as weird as that sounds, it's really not. Once you try it, you just won't go back. Okay. This is sad. The Canon M50 Mark II that came out in 2020. No way. That is absolutely sad. I can't. Why? What's so funny? I unplugged the plug from Angie's camera because I'm like, is this micro USB? Because it's a shorter plug. I was going to try to move it, and I have a very long micro USB. I have like a 6-foot micro USB. And when I unplugged it, I saw it was mini USB. I was like, what the hell? And no shade to Angie, but that's what I thought of with Canon, because my older A5100 is micro USB and that's mini. I was like, yeah, but I digress. Thanks. I use OBS. I'm over 175 straight days. I stream nightly for 2 hours ish. Congrats on the goal of 100. That is a great man. So that is what's up. Thank you for coming through and sharing that 175 straight days. That's a big challenge. I was just talking about literally right before you got here or right before you commented, maybe. I was just talking about I'm halfway through. I'm excited. I'm happy that I'm doing the challenge, but it is a lot of work. And I don't want to say that it's good or bad, but it's a lot of work and it just really forces you to be more disciplined. It forces you to be more streamlined and have things in a certain way, because if not, especially depending on if you have a full-time job, what your full-time job looks like, if you have a family, right? Like there's so many things and factors that can make that daily streaming a challenge. It's like, oh. So that is dope. And you stream for 2 hours. That's a good amount of time as well to do that every day, because on average, I've been streaming at least an hour. There have been some really good nights that I stream for 2 hours, and that's when we're going over like some really good stuff with apps, or we're talking about, cool stuff. But on average, I do an hour, and it's a big part of your day, because the prep ahead, before time, and then just the wind. And even for me, like the wind down time, Angie and I were talking about that last night. So how about this, guys? When you guys live stream, whether you do it weekly, monthly, whatever that is, do you still have I still have like the endorphins? I get the high, because when I'm on here, you guys see I have my energy. I'm in it. We're joking around. I try to engage with you guys as much as possible, because that's the draw. I have to keep you guys engaged because you guys keep coming back. I'm appreciative that you're here. But what that does for me is that I'm on. Like I'm on. And even when we end the stream, I am still on probably for a good hour to hour and a half, unless I had like a rough week at work, or like when I was building out the website and building out the master classes, I was up until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. But like on a night like that, and Angie knows because we've spoken about this before, she asked me last night, she was like, are you tired? Because she was tired. She was ready to go to sleep after the stream. She was like, are you tired or are you still on? I was like, no, I need to watch some TV. I said, you go to sleep, but I need to like wind down, because the energy, the endorphins, that like my mind is still racing from a live stream. So doing it every night for an hour to an hour and a half, where normally, let's say at 8:30, I'm really like, I'm relaxed, I'm mellow, I'm hanging out, and I'm ready to go to sleep. That is not the case now for these 50 days so far. So, let's see. Good night. Obs, call me a grandma, but I'm going to sleep. See, we were just talking about that. Good night, Aubrey. I appreciate you. I know it's normally later than what it is. No worries. Let's see. Just coming back in. vMix for PC has more features than OBS, all of that. Right. But then the thing with the vMix is that it's also more expensive. And then it's like, what is it? It's like a la carte, where for us, the value, and I always say that the value proposition we get with Ecamm and the one price that we pay, it's amazing when you really think about it, with the competitors. So thank you, Paul, for putting that link up. Have it staged to watch later. Cool. Appreciate you. Lewis says, I'm new to cameras. That's why I chose the ZV-1 after my Panasonic Lumix G7 broke. I was itching to try a Sony camera for that amazing autofocus. All right. So you being new to cameras, it's a great camera. Like I said, I love the size, love the flip out camera, the 4K quality. When you stream in 4K, it is mind blowing. But then when you get into the different lenses and you see what the lenses, especially on Sony cameras, right now I've been eyeing some like stepping up a notch and getting a G lens. I don't have a G lens yet, so it's definitely on my list, or a Carl Zeiss lens. And those lenses are $600, $700, $800, $1,000, depending on what it is and the quality. So I'm trying to and I really want a nice quality lens. I was talking to Angie about that because our trip for Europe, So I have about probably 6 different lenses right now. I have the 55 to 210. I have the 50 millimeter 1.8. I have a 35 millimeter 1.8. I have a 20 millimeter pancake lens 2.8. I have the standard one that comes with, what is it, the 16 to 35, whatever the standard one that comes. And then I have the Sigma 16 millimeter. So I have 6 lenses. I also have really old manual focus lenses that I haven't used. But I have 6 lenses. And so I was trying to look at if I can get, spend anywhere from like $800 to maybe $1,100 and replace maybe 2 of those lenses with one lens. I was looking at, and Diana and I spoke about this briefly because you guys know that Diana Gladney is a Sony queen and camera queen. So I immediately went to her and I was like, listen, do you got a lens that you can suggest for me? She did suggest 2 Tamron lenses, one of them being the 11 to 28 millimeter. They're both 2.8 f-stop. I was also looking at, it's $1,300 and I really didn't want to spend that much before the trip. But the new Sony that just came out, I think it's 16 to 35. I know it's $1,300. And if you look at any of the camera famous YouTubers, everybody has done a review on them because Sony sent them all the lenses. I think even Lewis, Mr. Camera Junkie, also did a review on it as well. I was looking at that one. They said that it's really lightweight, super fast. It's a ultra wide lens. So I'm trying to figure out how I can, what lens I can buy that can possibly replace. But the problem is that because I really do like the depth of field, I love that blurred effect in the background. I do enjoy taking more portrait shots styles than what I do like street photography. Then you're really you're getting into like way more expensive lenses for the price. So I got to think about all of that. What is cracking, girl? How are you doing? Paul, why you like to bother people? Ken says, it's a lot of work and I enjoy it. I also do it, a zoom into it as well. Retired, dabble in DaVinci and Photoshop. Check us out. I will absolutely check you out. Thank you for coming through. So I'll make sure that I come check you out and make sure I say hello in the comments. Cool. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yeah. All right, let me see. Got to go get Mrs. K back and live. All right, enjoy the live. You will see me soon. Appreciate you. Let's see. Just catching up with you guys. I've been doing my streams earlier and I see a difference, right? And messing with the times. So I've actually noticed that my streams at this time, I get less people, which is okay, right? Because that's what it's about. It's about testing the different times. So I'll be interested to see when I get back home and I go back to 7 o'clock, what that looks like with how many people show up. Don't do that, India. Lock your scenes. There you go. Let's see. He can value so much better than everything else. When is Angie's birthday? And Paul, Sammy, why are you trying? Don't try. That's how I feel about you. May 26th. I've said it enough in the last couple of weeks on this live stream. I'll probably now never forget it. It is May 26th, which is actually in a little bit over a month from now. And she hasn't told me what she wants. When is her birthday? You know what to do. Yes. Oh, right. Get her a Sony camera. 100%. Yes. Well, I brought her over to the dark side because she had a Microsoft Surface and now she has the M1 MacBook Air. So at least she's on that side. She has the iPad Air with the Apple Pencil. So I've been slowly reeling her in. The Sony 28 to 70. Ooh. How do you like that, Sammy? What's the f-stop on that? Why didn't you also talk to Doc? He is also a Sony guy before. Only because Diana and I we talk a little bit more like on text message and stuff than what Doc and I do. And so it was like a natural thing. I think I was texting Diana about something else and I was like, hey, by the way, that was all. It was just one of those kind of things. Yeah. So, all right, you guys. Well, right at the hour, 59 minutes. Let's see. Can we do this? Yes, let's bring this down. We're at, that's a good 9%. We are going to end it tomorrow. How exciting is that? Tomorrow I will be back on day 50, the halfway marker. I love the idea that Todd gave me to journal my thoughts about what the first 50 days has been like, what the next half of the journey will be, and then revisiting all of that on 100 days. So I'm very excited for that. As usual, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming through and showing up. Sammy, how did you get it? How, Sammy? How did you get the Sammy, find me a lens. Find me that lens for $60. Shoot, even if you find it for a little bit more expensive, that's a great deal. But we will be back tomorrow. I already scheduled it. Paul is reminding you guys. Thank you so much, Paul. I will be back tomorrow and almost every day this week, a little bit later at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Going to be talking a little bit more about my mini masterclass, Ecamm on Deck. You'll hear more about it in the Ecamm Facebook group. The 5-year Stream Deck anniversary is also coming up the week of May 15th. And so I'll be partnering with Ecamm and with Doc in the Ecamm community to have a Stream Deck celebration. And that's why we're calling it Ecamm on Deck. So I'm actually really excited for that. Going to help you dust off your Stream Decks and take advantage of all of the cool things that you can do and make your stream a little bit better. And I will catch you guys. Found a Twitter YouTuber was selling gear. Damn it. I need that deal right there. All right, you guys. I will catch you guys tomorrow, day 50. Appreciate you. Have a good night. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.